So I just read my favorite book of the year so far, Dune. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. It was absolutely brilliant, and I have notes I have to tell you all about it. So Dune is a great book, very long, especially for how short it looks, thin pages, but 600 pages. Well, this is almost like 700. This is my other edition. It's longer. So Dune is my first sci-fi book, like kind of like it's a really good sci-fi book, and I loved it, and um, this copy especially has very thin pages, where you can like flop, and very thin, like you can carry very easily, which is weird because the sequel I just bought, because I am going to read the sequel. The Dune Messiah is very thick pages and much thinner, so it's just clearly not as deep, but I will be reading this, just not right now. Dune is amazing. I've watched Star Wars. I love Star Wars. And then you can see the roots of it here, even though you're technically not supposed to use robots, and droids are a big part of the Star Wars universe. Dune follows the character Paul Atreides, whose father, the Duke, is being transferred to Arrakis or Dune, and then he gets there. It's all like a plot, and I love just finding out. I love the vibe of this book. It gave a good vibe, and then it had like just very good, like it had like a bunch of like deep topics, and a lot of it was revolving on the spice. The spice is a drug that's so addictive. If you withdraw, you're gonna die, but it does kind of double your life. Paul's mother is a Burning Gesserit, which uses the spice to like predict stuff, and it's like a group of witches. I do think it was a very complicated book for the first, because like Harry Potter or like Maze Runner, like The Hobbit, whenever they're just starting, there's no more books in this world, there's the first book. It's usually very simple, like all those books, like very simple concept. This, however, was not a simple concept. Frank Herbert had a very deep ideas from the beginning from this book, and it builds on it. And I love this book. 5 out of 5 stars. This is my favorite sci-fi book and my second favorite book ever. Still has not beaten The Maze Runner. But there's this is just a very good like book, and I wanted to read this book before the movie came out, which is now a year and about 1 year from now. Dune is a brilliant book. I want to definitely read the first 6. So I already have picked up Dune Messiah, which is the second book, and then I'm going to read The Children of Dune. God Emperor of Dune, Heretics of Dune, chapter out there. It has less tech for sci-fi because, you know, one of the main plot is like that there's no tech in this world. And one of the things is I want to talk in is you're either going to hate, I watched a lot of reviews, you're either going to hate Dune or you're going to love it. That's a very, like, there's you can't really feel medium about Dune, and I knew how to just do it, like, how to do it, like, I wanted to go in, and there's some videos I will link in the description below, you can check them out. You should read before watching Dune, because Dune has so many descriptive details, and it's hard. It's really hard to pay attention on them. And I admit, I was confused about 30% of the time. I had no idea what was going on. But then these videos have background information, so you know the little thing, all the little nuances of Dune, and then so you can pay more attention to the story. I really think you should check that out before you read it. Don't go into this book blind. It'll be confusing, and it's confusing for me too. It's just Paul Atreides was an awesome character, and the story of like the Muad'Dib, I can't pronounce it. A lot of these words are just way too hard to pronounce. I wanted to make sure you can do that. It's all the quotes, the chapters begin with a quote from Princess. Let me see if I can get the start of the chapter. Yes. All of the chapters start with a quote right here from Princess Ireland. I've only read the first book. I do not know about him. I think she appears in Children of Dune. I don't know. But Dune is a huge book. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think you should read it, but I think you should like know more about this. This is a lot of it relies on politics, which is a lot of sci-fi space politics, but like it's the first book and it's just super deep, and it's like I just love where I went with this. It took me a long time to read. If you didn't see my last video, I was showing you this cover, which is beautiful, which would be my shelf right there, right there. So yeah, I love this book. Definitely recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. Dune Messiah looks really good. I am going to read it after I finish my Lord of the Rings trilogy. The last book, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. It's going to be the next book I'm reading. So yeah, I don't want to keep you too long. I'm ranting about this book. I'm not ranting. I'm the opposite of ranting. I'm just telling you how much I loved it. Yeah, so I would have given more stars if you had more stars, but like, 10 out of 10, perfect book. You should read it. And see ya.